Good morning. I wanted to just do a video this morning. I was just thinking about it while I was on my treadmill. I'm looking kind of crazy, so I don't want nobody to see what I'm looking like this morning. But anyway, I wanted to get on it's kind of a touchy subject, but I'm going to tackle it anyways because I feel like we should all accept all people. We should be accepting of all people. Yesterday was coming out day, which is like coming out of the closet day. I think we judge too much. I know everybody's going to have their own personal opinion about this, and you should, but I think that we should love all people, and I think that's what we got away from. Loving all people. Some of the women, we'll sit around and we'll talk about, why this man or this woman, is in the closet and on the DL, or, they living two lives and all of that. Some people are just malicious. Some people can just be, always want to be, slick or underhanded towards people, but there are some people that really was traumatized as children, and they never had somebody to say, honey, what you're doing or how you're feeling. You can say, or just being understanding of the child. So they grow up, and because they didn't feel safe as a child to be who they are or how they feel, then they grow up as an adult, and they're having all of these hidden emotions towards the opposite sex, women and men, and then we wonder why they are out here living double lives, because they never felt safe. They never had a safe environment. As a child, they had fear and trauma because they hearing their auntie or their dad, talking about, you better not do this, and what are you doing? Why you holding that dial? Or why you walking like that? Or why you, whatever the case was when they were children, that was trauma for them. That was fear for them. And I just feel like us, the people that are not, heterosexual people, I feel like, we are the majority that needs to have a voice for the people and the children and the adults as well that had trauma, and had fears as children. And I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I'm accepting of all people, and I love them regardless of who they are, what they are, whatever, the case may, how they feel. There are still people. They were still our children. There could be your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, that's living this lie inside of them, and they really are afraid to come out. So they don't have a safe haven to even come out of the closet because of what they dealt with as a child, being criticized or whatever. So they don't have a safe place to come out to. So then they hide it. So they don't feel like they have a place to come where people will be accepting of how they feel. So then we have all of these men and women that never came out of the closet, and we're criticizing them now and talking about them now. But the thing is that as a child, if they had someone that said, I'm gonna love you anyway, baby, I don't care what you do, I'm gonna love you regardless, at least they would live within their truth and be able to have less fears about coming out and being criticized by other people that are out here. So now, the life that we're living in now is being more accepted. So people are now starting to come out, and they feel like, I have other people behind me or other people on the side of me that are living the same way that I'm living, so it's okay for me to come out. It's okay for me to slowly start to come out. So I guess my point is that we have children growing up. We can see that our children, our sisters, brothers, family members, friends, we see these signs, we see these things. My thing is this, you guys. We need to be accepting of all people. We say we love, we say we're Christians, we say we're this or that. You're not showing that by criticizing. We may not like it. It may be things that we don't like about it and whatever the case may be, but guess what? We need to be accepting of all people because we're not here to judge. We all do things. All of us do things. Say things, act the way we do that are not pleasing to our higher power. So we can't judge anybody. From the smallest lie to the biggest sin that you can say, murder, whatever you want to say, we still have to, again, have forgiveness. That's another video that I did about forgiveness. But we have to accept all people. And I think that if we speak up and we think about our children and we think about our family members and friends that have came out of the closet or who haven't came out of the closet and we know that they are in the closet, if we let them know that it's a safe haven for them to come out, because there's too many suicides out here because they just don't feel accepted, whether we like it or not. And I know some people are out there saying, I can't stand this, I can't stand that. Okay, that's hatred in your heart. That's something you need to pray about, because people are people and we should be accepting of all people, not just who you choose to accept and who you choose to love. That's not a loving heart. So if we, not to say we can let them know we don't accept it, not accept it, but we don't agree with it, you can still not agree with it, but you have to think about this. You can see our little cousins and our little, our children and, different people that we can tell that there's something going on with them, but you don't sit up there and say, no, you don't do this, you don't do that. That makes them grow up to be in the closet. That makes them grow up to have fears and that's trauma that you're putting on that child, because this is how they feel. And, when they grow up, they're going to have that fear of coming out because they don't want anybody to criticize them, so they don't have a safe haven. And so that's where you get these men and women that are in the closet or on the DL or living double lives because they were never felt safe or had a safe environment to feel like they could come out. And as little girls and little boys, they are adults and they still inside. They have this little girl and this little boy inside of them that's still traumatized and have this fear of coming out because of how they were treated as that father, as a child, as that father saying, boy, you better put this down. Or girl, why are you doing this? Or why are you playing with this down? Or why is you this, and that? Okay, I understand, that sometimes we as parents don't say the right things. Sometimes, there's books out here for parenting, but do we do them all the time? No, we don't. We act out of our emotions. So we need to go back and apologize, I think, to some of these, I feel, to, some of the people that we have hurt in the past that we have said these things to, because I feel like we need to accept and love all people. It's really hard for teenagers now. We live in a different world where we need to love all people, okay? We need to be accepting of all people because our children, our family members, our friends, they're taking